guys, it's Colleen from Chalk Couture. How's everybody doing tonight? I'm gonna kiss my FedEx guy. I'm not even joking. He literally just delivered the vintage truck transfer, and I am not kidding when I tell you that within 5 minutes or so, I had that thing out of the wrapper, cut into its pieces, and labeled and ready to go on my board. That's how so stinking excited I am for this thing. I have my board already prepped and ready to go for this project, and I just want to get right into it. I know that this transfer right now is on back order. I know that they are working their butts off to get it available to you guys, but I thought in the meanwhile you could check out the project, and I know you're going to want to run out and grab one, so hopefully it will be available sooner rather than later. But in the meanwhile, if you are interested, I could actually start a wait list for it. So if you guys are interested in this transfer, just shoot me an email and let me know, and I will add you to the list. So I'm just going to go ahead and get started. I was trying to figure out how to use my iPad like Jess does, so I could see any comments as they might be coming in, because my phone is on my tripod right now, so I can't see comments at the moment. But I don't know, maybe I can figure this out. I don't know. I'm just technologically challenged sometimes with this kind of stuff. Anyway, I'm just going to go ahead and get started. So, I'm going to do the pumpkin patch on this side, and then I'm going to take this off for a sec. I actually have my board treated on both sides, so that on the one side I'm going to do the pumpkin patch, and on the other side I'm going to do the Christmas tree truck. So that way I'll probably put something right here in the center so that you can flip it to either side for the sign, so that it's multi-purposed, and you can have it for Halloween, Thanksgiving, and then you can have it for Christmas. I am not one of those people that actually uses one of those fancy gadgets because I don't have one. So I just kind of eyeball it. I kind of go with it, and more times than not, it tends to work out for me. Hopefully I didn't just jinx myself. I'm putting my transfer down, making sure that there aren't any bubbles in it. And because this is wood and I treated it, whitewashed it, sanded it first, whitewashed it, I did add wax to it, which I use this Min Wax finishing wax in neutral, and it makes the board really smooth. So even though this is my first time using the transfer, because of the wax, it's not sticking really too hard. Like I would not do this on glass, for example. With a brand new transfer on glass, it does really stick a lot, and I learned that lesson the hard way. So in that case, if you're going to use your brand new transfer for the very first time on glass, what I do is I literally just stick it to my leg and like on my pants, and get it fuzzy kind of on the back of it, so that it's not quite as sticky when you're applying it to the glass, and it'll come off a heck of a lot easier. So I'm going to do, I just want to check something before I lay this down, because this is actually a 2-layered process. So I just want to make sure my wheels are not going to go off the board, because I want to put this down as far as I can to leave a little space visually in the center there. So this is the first layer, and then what happens, oh, that just came right off. Then what happens is, I didn't push down hard enough, that's why. So once you do this layer, then you blow dry it to dry it, and then you're actually going to go ahead and put this layer on top. So you're just going to try to match it once you have it on there, and the effect is amazing. So I just want to hold this up for a sec just to make sure I'm pretty centered, which I am. So I'm going to go ahead and push this down a little bit harder, so that I make sure that I have no bubbles in my transfer. You do not obviously want that to happen, because that'll ruin the effect of the chalk on here. So here goes, guys. We're going to hope for the best with this one. I'm going to do this one real quick, and I'm going to do it in Evergreen, which I have my little stick in here, and I had it stirred up So I'll start with the easy one, in my opinion, first. So we're just going to go ahead and put a little bit on, like so. And then you're just going to gently run it over the silk screen, and you can just pull it at just a slight little bit of pressure to your squeegee and just slide it right across your letters, because you want to get the most out of your little $8.99 2-ounce chalk paste that you can. I'm a very frugal person, so I like to stretch my things and have my money go a long way. So just taking it off like so, see how easily that spreads right across, covering the whole transfer. And we're good. We make sure that there are no lines on the transfer. That way, if you have lines in there, you will notice it when you take your transfer off. So just gonna go ahead and put this right back into my jar, saving every last little drop. And then I actually just take my squeegee and put it right in my little tray of water over there, which is exactly what I'm gonna do with the transfer. Once I take this off, oh my goodness, that looks so good on there. Once I take my transfer off, I'm just gonna go ahead and put it in a little tray of water. And I'm just gonna slide this so you can see my little trays here. I actually just have cheap little dollar store trays that I just have lined up for my water, so that I can just plop my transfers right in there. I think Kristen's on. Hi Kristen, how are you? So that's our pumpkin patch. So obviously that's still wet, so you don't want to touch that right now. Let that dry for a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and put my lid back on because you don't want your paste to dry out. And actually, Jessica had mentioned this earlier in a post. This is the new formulated orange, and when I opened it up at the party that I had on Saturday, I kind of got a little freaked for a half a second because it did look a little different. It looks more like, as someone said in Jess's post, like fluffernutter, and not like really like the yogurt consistency. But we did test it out, and with the new formula, it actually came out really good. It looked really pretty. So that's the orange that I'm going to use for the pumpkins. But in the meanwhile, my undercarriage of my truck, I'm going to do a light gray. So we're going to go ahead and just make sure this is down good. Put a little bit of that on. I'm just using my stick for it. It's fine. You can use your stick or your squeegee just to get some of it on here. Okay, but then I am going to actually use my squeegee. Hopefully you guys can see this. Okay, I think we're good. And then I'm just going to spread that right across the transfer. Easy peasy. And that's what's great about Chalk Couture. You do not have to be a professional, crafter of any kind. This is for all levels. It is so easy. Literally just putting your transfer down and then spreading the chalk right across it. It's very easy. I mean, this is just anybody can do it. It's just the perfect thing for decorating your home with your handmade projects. I mean, there's such a sense of accomplishment when you do your own projects instead of just going to the store and buying them, which there's nothing wrong with that. That's perfectly fine too, but I just get so excited when I see a project that I did myself, and it just makes me feel good. So to be able to use these products, and it's so easy, I just love it. I can't speak any more highly of it. So we're just going to go ahead, and you do need to work a little fast because it is chalk paste and it will dry. But there is a remedy for that, which most likely when I'm going to do the top of the truck, I'm probably going to utilize that little trick for what happens when the chalk gets dry. But in the meanwhile, let's take this off. This is our bottom carriage to the truck, and that's going to be in the light gray. That came out so cute. And I'm just going to check. Let's see who's here. Is that my husband? Hello, husband. So I'm going to take a blow dryer to this real quick so that we can go ahead and put our next layer on. And it shouldn't take long. Just a few minutes. It feels pretty dry to me. So let me just make sure nothing's coming back on my hands. So with your second layer, whenever you are layering, and I know that this is dry, but it's probably not obviously as completely dry had I let it sit for a little while, even though I did use the hair dryer on it. You still want to put, for layering purposes, put the second layer on, not quite as like pushed down, I guess is the word I'm trying to say, because you don't want the transfer to pull off your bottom that you just did. So I'm just going to very lightly put this down. I just lined it up. I can kind of see underneath. Let me bring this over so you can see. So I kind of lined it up to what was there. You can see it kind of underneath. Put that back. Okay. Slide that back a little so you can get a better view. Okay. Now, I actually decided that I'm going to go with the dark charcoal gray on top. I saw that in someone else's project, and I really liked the effect, and I thought I like the gray and the orange and the green together. When I do the flip side of the board with using the evergreens instead of the pumpkins, I'm probably going to change the top layer of my truck just to change it up on the next side, and I'm not quite sure yet what I'm going to do with that. But I'll figure it out once this project's done. Okay, so this is the one that I was mentioning. It's a little bit bigger, and I'm going to try my best not to push down too hard. And this is slightly darker. This was the elephant gray, which I used on the first layer, and then the charcoal gray, which I'm using on the second layer. So you'll actually be able to see a little difference. Oh, looks like I need to order more charcoal gray. Even though it looks like I'm putting a lot down here on the board, I'm gonna be putting most of this back into my jar. But I just want to try to work a little bit fast with this. So what I'm gonna do, I'm actually gonna bring out the big guns. I'm gonna use my big squeegee because this makes it go so much faster. And whoa, I really put a lot on there. So let me just take this off, squeegee some of this back into my jar. And it's okay, even on a wooden board, if you get it off your transfer, it still comes off. So in other words, like if I have a little dot over here, actually I'll show you in a minute, where I went off the board. Water actually still will take it off of a board. So no worries if you make a little boo-boo, which I do a lot. So that's another great thing. And there's just so many great things about Chalk Couture. Like I said, you can be a beginner and make great projects, and you can make mistakes and still make great projects. I'm just gonna go ahead and swipe this right across. Look how awesome that squeegee is. This is the perfect squeegee for big projects. Because, like I mentioned to you, you need to work a little fast. I'm gonna squeegee. Look how much of this I'm putting right back into my jar. Sorry, I got a little too close to the camera. Oh, see, I'm a messy crafter. Right back into my jar. So, I just missed a little spot here. Let's just bring it down. Now, had this dried when I was working, if I had a smaller squeegee, say, just take a paper towel and literally lay it on top and spritz a little. I just have this little dollar store water spritzer. I just spritz a little bit and tap, 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 get it wet again, and then you're good to go. But this, I think, is still, oh, I just want to get this because I see a little line. But this one looks okay. I don't think it's dried, so hopefully everybody cross your fingers. We're gonna see if this came out. Let's see. Oh my goodness. Oh God, that came out so good. All right, let me just switch some transfers over here in my water because I'm filling up both of my sides. Let me bring this over so you guys can see, and I apologize, the lighting in here really stinks. But can you guys see that? Look how good that came out. So awesome. Sorry if I'm making you dizzy. Okay, so I'm actually going to shoot the hairdryer on there real quick. Hello there, Michael Corsetti. Okay, let me just shoot this. Sorry, I'm getting so excited about this project. I'm going to go ahead and put the hairdryer on it real quick so that I can add my pumpkins. Okay, I think that we are good. Sorry for that. I know that's horrible having to listen to a hairdryer on a live video. But it has to be done or else I can't proceed. So we're going to go ahead and put the pumpkins on. And again, remember, as I said, I put, in this case, what I actually decided to do instead of writing back, which was Christy, thank you so much for this wonderful idea. From you and Donna's party on Saturday. Instead of writing back on it, put pumpkins, because when you're actually hosting a party and you've got transfers flying everywhere, it's kind of hard to know which goes on which. So that was a fantastic idea. I put pumpkins on there instead of back. So I appreciate that, Christy. Thank you. So I'm just going to go ahead and line this up. And again, because even though I put the heat on it, it's still probably not, 100% dried. So I'm just going to lightly push this down here. And again, this was the reformulated orange. I was originally going to use pumpkin, but I just wanted to show you guys this new orange that does look, it looks funky, but it goes on good. So I'll show you in a minute how this comes out. Okay, here we go with the pumpkins. And if you guys would be so kind as to like and share my video, I would be so grateful. What better way to get the word out about fabulous Chalk Couture than to share it with your friends? I really appreciate it. Again, like I said earlier, I can't say enough good things about it. Becoming a designer with this company, it's the first direct sales company that I've ever been, remotely interested in. Not only are they fantastic perks, but I am just in love with the products. I just think they're fabulous. So again, I'm putting my paste back into my jar. If you're interested in becoming a designer, the commissions and everything you get with being a designer are just amazing. You could go to my store. Just make sure that came out good. Yay. Oh, that looks so good. You can go to my store, which you can find by going to https://colleen.chalkcouture.com. There you can find all the products that we sell, all the different transfers. There's sentiment transfers. There's Halloween, Thanksgiving, Easter, Christmas, so many other different transfers, so many wonderful transfers, and a whole host of chalk pastes. I think I probably just about have one of everyone. Almost getting there. I think with my next order I actually will have one of everyone. As you could see, there was so many to pick from. Here is the finished product, guys. So, as I mentioned, I got a little bit on my board. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just spin this around. Apologize, close your eyes for a second while I switch sides here. You can see the little tiny bit I got on the board right there. So I'm just going to wet my paper towel and just get that right off. Oops, I think I made it a little worse, but made it worse before I made it better. There we go. I may decide to come in here and add some more things because right now it is looking a little bare, but I just wanted to get it on there and see what it would look like. I actually have, this is Pick Your Pumpkin, which I may decide. I think I actually am going to do that right there. I was afraid I wouldn't have enough room, but I actually do. So I think I'm actually going to do that. Let's just do it now. Now, should I do it in evergreen? I think I'm going to continue it in evergreen. Get another squeegee. Here's a little tip for you guys. Your squeegees come in this size. I cut them in half. So that way, for these kinds of projects that are a little bit smaller, and you can zip right with a smaller squeegee, it's a heck of a lot easier. So we just go right across, as we did with the previous one. Taking it right on down. And that's it. Just getting all the excess off, making sure there's no lines, putting the excess back in. Again, easy peasy. And we take it off. And then we immediately put this transfer into water. My water tins are getting really filled up with this project. So what I'll do is, that's it. That's it. I added the little thing there and that came out perfect. So as I mentioned, on the back side, I'm going to do the evergreen right here, evergreen. And instead of putting the pumpkins in the back, I'm just looking for the transfer, I'm going to have the Christmas tree coming out of the back instead of the pumpkins there. And again, I'm probably going to change the colors. Maybe to make the truck look a little more Christmassy. Maybe do gray and red on the top. I mean, it's just whatever you guys want to do. That's the best part about this. It's so amazing. Hi, Casey. So I want to show you real quick while I have you guys here, after I finish this project, what you need to do to clean it up. So, and it's personal preference. I actually just prefer using, these are actually my old kitchen towels, which I use and just wash and use again. So I have my transfers in water, as you can see. So I'm going to take this one out. Oops, that one needs a little more soaking. Let's grab another one that's maybe not. This one's been in here for a little longer. So what I do is I usually start this side up, so the sticky side down, and I take my Clorox wipe, and I wipe and get all that excess off. Look, it takes the chalk right off. It looks brand new again, like it was never used. So I just get all that off. It is going to stick a little because it's a brand new transfer. Oh, I have a truck imprint on my towel. That's funny. So then I do the sticky side, end on that side. So I just take my wipe and go right across like so and leave it here to dry. And in about, I don't know, maybe 30 seconds to a minute, I'm going to touch that and it's going to stick to my finger. The Clorox wipe reactivates the stickiness, and that's what you want. And if you do this with all of your transfers, you are going to get 20 to 50 uses out of each of these. And can I just tell you that I've used a few of these a whole lot of times, and so far, if you just keep them clean, I honestly think I might wind up getting more than 50 tries out of it. So, but we'll see. But definitely, if you do this, you'll at least get the 20 to 50, which is perfect. Can I tell you that something like this little project here, especially with the Christmas trees, makes fantastic Christmas presents? Just a thought. Anyway, so that's basically how you clean off your transfers. Then once this is dry, you're just going to go ahead and, this is, I labeled this the truck, the second layer, which was the top layer, and this one, truck, the first layer. So I know that this one goes right back on here, and put it right back on my carrier sheet, and I am good to go for my next project. Thanks everybody for tuning in. I hope you appreciated watching this video. I was so excited about this transfer, and again, if you are interested in it, it is currently being, more of them are being made, so you can comment below and I will add you to the wait list for it, and as soon as it becomes available, I will let you know right away. Thank you guys so much for watching my video. I really appreciate it, and you guys have a fantastic night. Bye-bye.